A younger guy named Ku, who become previously a countrywide taekwondo champion and an athlete, now spends maximum of his day gambling video games at a web cafe. He's unemployed, however his gaming abilities are tremendous in a web sport. His man or woman captain is exceedingly professional and has a collection of near pals and teammates who name themselves Resurrection. He continually facilitates other gamers via way of means of being captain and doesn't even care, approximately his very own lifeline, while supporting others. At some point after a gaming consultation with Inside the Net Cafe, he reveals a clever telesil smartphone close by with an incoming name on it. He attends the decision and a woman speaks out on the alternative facet. She says that she had left her cellular on the cafe and now desires Quinn to supply the cellular to her residence. In the beginning, Quinn is resistant to go away his gaming, however, whilst the girls requested to provide him $300 for delivering the telesil smartphone, Quinn consents and is going to the owner's condo to go back it on the woman's residence. Whilst Quinn reaches he sees that the door is open. The woman is having a shower with inside the lavatory. Quinn talks to her from at the back of the partition. The woman asks him to go away the cellular on the desk and additionally take the cash left there, so Quinn acts thus, and earlier than leaving he advises the woman not to go away the door open as it may be risky for her. Day after today, whilst Quinn is drowsing in his room, all of a sudden some law enforcement officials wreck into his residence and Quinn is arrested and accused of killing a younger woman. Quinn would not even get the time to digest what's occurring around him. His fingers have blood on them. Additionally, the weapon of homicide is in his room stained with blood. The proof appears irrefutable. The homicide weapon is in his residence. His fingerprints and DNA are in the condo of the woman and their condo safety digital digicam has photos of him. Even his semen is gift on the homicide web page. He's accused of forcing a minor woman 2 times, after which killing her via way of means of stabbing her with inside the stomach and neck. A couple of instances he turns into viral with inside the media inside no time, making the whole public hate him for doing this type of ugly act. The mom of Quinn, who works as a nurse, rushes to the police station whilst she hears the information. Approximately her son, however, she isn't allowed to meet her son. Later we see her spreading the flyers with inside the public that her son is harmless and he's being framed with inside the homicide case. However, the public is convinced that Quinn is the assassin, and that is why humans do not take Quinn's mum critically or even tease her. Then she attempts to invite for assist from the public legislative Mr. Minutes. However, he isn't sure approximately Quinn's innocence due to the fact the proof towards him is strong. After a few days, the case is heard with inside the courtroom docket and all of the proof in opposition to Quinn is offered. The following stress from the media: the courtroom docket unexpectedly reveals him responsible and sentences him to lifestyle's imprisonment in a maximum security prison. He isn't always even allowed to be let out on parole, and he additionally has to serve with inside the rehabilitation facility for 5 years because the courtroom docket thinks that being a gamer he can have perversions. All people thinks that gaming for the entire day in unemployment made him depressed, and that's why he dedicated one of these heinous crime. He's then transported to excessive security jail with inside the darkness of the night time. In jail, Quinn is like an harmless child among horrible criminals there. In the future, he catches the eye of gang leader M. Dew, and a prisoner fetches Quinn to him. Jail guards are looking the scene and recognize that Quinn goes to be crushed now. However, M indicates them now no longer to disturb them for some time, so on the primary day Quinn is crushed badly. However, he additionally reacts and punches Ma in his protection. This makes Ma angry, so he and his guys beat Quinn a lot. Whilst the guards come to settle the dispute, Ma blames Quinn for beating him, so Quinn is dispatched to isolation for 30 days. Whilst Quinn comes out of isolation, addition, two prisoners come to him and fake that they're on his facet as they're in opposition to the group of Ma. However, in fact they're perverts and that they need Quinn to inform them the tale of his crime. They need to recognize how he killed her. After forcing her, Quinn would not say whatever and leaves them. Later, Ma and his guys once more stalk Quinn and beat him plenty. In addition, they inject him with something which makes Quinn consume his very own flesh from the arm he's crushed frequently all his time in jail. In the future, his mom visits him with inside the jail together with legislative Mr. Me. She is involved approximately the quite horrific condition of Quinn, as she is aware of that Quinn is having horrific instances in the jail. She can estimate this through seeing the injuries on Quinn. She tells Quinn that she goes to meet a person who is aware of Quinn's alibi, so she assures him that she is preventing for his freedom and encourages him to endure hardships of jail a bit more. She says that she would not need to be the mom of a rapist, and additionally Quinn should now no longer stay the lifestyles of a rapist. These phrases pass Quinn's coronary heart. After that, Quinn once more is going internal and begins evolved residing the jail lifestyles with Ninel and Zest. However, the manner of his beating through the group of Ma maintains. In the future, at the eating table, he is helped with the aid of using a sympathetic inmate who offers Quinn an herb to rub at the wounds. He believes that Quinn can't be a killer, and additionally Ma could have acknowledged that Quinn isn't always the killer. It really is why he's once more beating him, taking him as an clean goal. So Quinn comes to a decision to fight, returned, and display that he isn't always a person who may be subdued. So without difficulty someday, whilst Ma's guys come to overcome Quinn, he hides himself and makes a weapon. The use of pens and paper, he beats Ma's guys one with the aid of using one, after which ultimately assaults Ma, making him subconscious in only one hit. Day after today, Mr. Minutes comes to see Quinn and tells him that his mom has devoted the unthinkable. He additionally indicates the loss of life certificates of Quinn's mom, on which he wishes Quinn's signature to permit the district workplace to set up the funeral. Feral Quinn is additionally now no longer allowed to wait the funeral. Mr. Guy says that Quinn's mom devoted the unthinkable after being teased with the aid of using the general public. This information breaks Quinn absolutely. However, his mum comes into his dream at night time and offers him a hug. The following day, Quinn recalls that he does now no longer should stay the existence of a rapist, as he has promised his mom that he'll get rid of all fees from his head. So he assaults Em at the floor and additionally stabs himself all through the fuss. After a while, he's taken to the sanatorium in the jail cell. All of a sudden, Quinn wakes up and begins evolved preventing with the guards. He factors a pointed item on the neck of the leader Protect and needs the keys to his handcuffs. The Protect offers him the handcuffs. However, the police cell meets with an coincidence, injuring everyone in a. Quinn, by hook or by crook, manages to set himself freed from that automobile. Whilst he's outdoor on the street, the leader Protect factors his gun at him, however then drops it. Perhaps he additionally is aware of that Quinn doesn't belong in jail. It really is why he allows him to head and stay his existence. Quinn is going through the woods hiding from everyone's eyes. He steals a few garments and continues strolling haphazard. It turns into a national emergency to trap Quinn at any fee. On the run, Quinn sees an overseas couple with a malfunctioning automobile on the street. They had been in a rush and had to attain the airport. Quinn allows them restore their automobile and in go back receives a journey from them they do not know. Approximately, Quinn and are soon leaving the United States, so that they even give their automobile to Quinn and ask him to get the cash. After scraping it, Quinn makes use of the automobile and drives himself to the town he is going to, the workplace of Mr. M, the general public legal professional who defended him. Quinn had no different location to head. It really is why he has come to Guy's domestic and believes that Mr. Minutes will recognize the scenario with Quinn. Minutes offers Quinn his mother's necklace, pronouncing he's going to re-examine his case files and additionally revealing that he has already contacted the police. He desires Quinn to flip himself in once more. However, Quinn runs earlier than the police come. The later Quinn reaches a web cafe to observe all the articles on his call. Amongst all the poor information towards him, Quinn sees a documentary explaining that Quinn was wrongly convicted of this homicide. The creator is puzzled how Quinn could pressure someone 2 times and stab her more than 1 instances and simply 3 minutes of his go to the constructing. Additionally, he reveals that the various proof have been tempered in this situation and wrongly controlled. Seeing this documentary Quinn length for a bit. Simply, the author is Mr. Harry, who used to play video games with Quinn beneath his captaincy. In the meantime, Quinn is contacted through Mr. Harry, who's simply a lady in real existence, and her call is Yule. One in all Quinn's resurrection teammates. She tells Quinn that the supervisor of the cafe goes to name the police quickly, so he need to leave that vicinity. Later she asks him to meet her at a diner. After assembling her there, she takes Quinn to her hideout at the town outskirts. She is dwelling there alone, hidden from the arena. Additionally, she is a laptop nerd and spends maximum of her time at the computer systems. She makes good meals for Quinn, which Quinn eats through heart as he has been for all that point. They are quickly joined through his different teammates who need to assist Quinn as he to assist them in the sport. Usually Yule has researched the case and observed many irregularities with inside the ment proof and collected the group to assist Quinn clean his call. The group examines latest high-profile violent crimes just like the case of Quinn, and via protection digital digicam pictures unearths a precise truck parking near all crime scenes while assessments the documentation of that truck, which is simply registered in a scrapyard so Quinn can pay a go to there. Secretly he sees guys the sporting a huge case in a automobile, so he chases them and reaches a constructing in which they input the condominium of No June Younger, a growing TV actor. Quite he unearths his corpse there with inside that huge case that the ones guys have carried from the scrapyard hiding in a nuke. Quinn witnesses a group of specialists growing against the law scene at the condominium of No. They may be even faking their fingerprints, setting their hair on the mats, and plenty greater. Unknown to Quinn, the rental is being surveilled via way of means of legislative guys who's the mastermind in the back of all of the framing. Nostril actual killer is observed to be the daughter of a rich businessman referred to as Chairman Sue, who hires guys to discover a scapegoat so that his daughter might now no longer get into jail because of this homicide. After that we see Mr. Guy has a mystery region in his building that may be accessed simplest via way of means of his facial reputation. There the use of a massive intelligence collecting supercomputer hidden in his rental block unearths an suitable candidate as a scapegoat for Chairman Sue's daughter. It smiles a lady named So, who has no reference to No and is residing her existence completely blind to what will show up to her. In the meantime, Quinn takes an image from the rental of No and asks why to scan the fingerprints on it. He additionally desires to realize whom minutes goes to Lee. This time after a while Yule has reached to say with inside the period in between N sends a group to drug stitch and acquire her hair, saliva and blood that they used to further crime scene. Later they trap her to No's rental via way of means of creating a name. However, Quinn is additionally tapping So's telephone smartphone and identifies the voice on that name because the same one that had lured Quinn to the crime scene in advance in his personal case. Similarly, Quinn's sufferer changed into killed via way of means of the son of a rich patron, and Quinn changed into made the scapegoat. After that, Quinn is going to see the lady whose voice he had heard in advance at the telephone smartphone. He tries to kidnap that lady, however she flees away with a person at the motorbike whilst Quinn is giving chase of that that lady his automobile once more malfunctions and he's stuck via way of means of Ma, who's freed thanks to guys manipulating jail facts. Now Ma takes Quinn to a deserted region and begins evolved torturing him. He desires revenge from Quinn for the assault on the jail. However, Yoel sends a SWAT crew. The sighting that Quinn is gifted that region, Quinn receives the gain of the scene and runs away. Yoel takes him into the auto and drives him to safety. Even as using the auto, Quinn wonders how M observed him. Then Yoel unearths a tracker interior, his mother's necklace, and realizes that Minutes is worried with inside the case and has given him this necklace to song him all of the time. So Quinn throws the necklace away with the aid of placing a stone at his coronary heart, as that is the ultimate issue of his mom in his ownership. Later, Quinn's crew makes a few drones and sends them to experiment the constructing of Guy. They're certain that there have to be a high-tech laptop in it to fetch a lot information from the general public, and happily their suspicion comes real and they locate huge computer systems of their experiment. Quinn additionally destroys the crime scene, which became installation with the aid of using Guys on the condominium of No. So Guys asks his human beings to wipe out the condominium and create the crime scene at a few different regions. Quinn even destroys the automobiles of fellows Guys wearing the cloth for fabricating a crime scene. Then we see the daughter of Chairman Xu, who's hiding in a hospital pretending to be a affected person. She desires to pop out quickly, and for that Guys has to entire his paintings in advance. This is why Chairman Xu places strain on Guys to entire the assignment given to him, whilst Guys fabricates the crime scene to another region. Quinn prods Guys' plan to lure Chairman Xu's daughter to the crime scene and on this manner makes her the offender. Quickly the information is going viral and Guys' plan fails badly at his condominium. Minutes gets a name from Quinn, who tells him that now Minutes goes to be exposed in the front of the general public. Minutes is a psychopath and he enjoys that someone has in the end come to venture him. He claims that it were dull to fabricate the crime scenes once more and once more. Now he's getting a few challenges from Quinn, so he's enthusiastic about it. Even as Minutes continues to be speaking, Quinn cuts the Telesal smartphone, which makes Guys irritated. However, whilst he sees out of doors his secretary is lifeless, he is familiar with it. It became a lure and now Quinn is in his condominium. Minutes quickly runs closer to his mystery region. However, Quinn reaches from at the back of him and hits him difficult. He beats him time and again in his high-tech supercomputer facility. The Quinn examines the laptop of fellows and reveals out that there are a lot of films of fabricating crime scenes. Even the video of Quinn's fake crime scene is gift. Quinn additionally reveals the films of his mom there, who became protesting on my own in opposition to the framing son with inside the homicide case. Right here, Guys well-known shows that Quinn's mum did now no longer dedicate the unthinkable. However, Guys killed her because he became inflicting problem with protests. This revelation makes Quinn angrier and he begins evolved beating Guys even tougher. After beating Guys up, he starts moving Guys' statistics, including surveillance photos of his sufferers and name logs together, along with his pater and the use of Niao's thumb pressure. Then abruptly Ma calls Quinn and tells him that he goes to kill Quinn's group. Minutes then well-known shows that Ma is at Jules' secure residence and is captured. His teammates, if Quinn would not attain to store his group inside half hour, Ma will kill all of them. Not able to watch for the data switch, Quinn rushes return to store his teammates all through his drive, then calls Quinn and tells him that he goes to apply Yo as a scapegoat for his subsequent operation. So he dispatched his professionals to take the DNA and different proof from Yo returned at the Yo safe house. Ma attempts to shoot at one of the Quinn's group participants, however misses the goal. Abruptly the lighting burst off and Quinn has reached there in time. Luckily he beats all of the guys of Ma, the use of his wonderful combating abilities. After that, Quinn's group rushes to a TV station, evading Ma's gang, Guys' subordinates and the police. At the manor they found point out that Guys has manipulated the media to portray Quain's group as a psychotic crime ring. After attaining the TV station, the alternative group participants distract their pursuers at the same time as Yulwul units up her gadget. On the commanded middle she goes to air the truth approximately. Guys however ultimately absolutely each person except Yul is captured on the arms of the police. Quain's automobile is likewise surrounded by police mobiles, so he comes out of it by elevating his arms. Absolutely each person is looking. All this stay at the massive display screen. Minutes is additionally glad after looking this, however abruptly his happiness adjustments into disappointment as his command center shuts down and he realizes Yo's thumb pressure is nonetheless in his laptop and it has now completed its activity, sending all of the statistics on air with the proof observed in Minutes' laptop. Yo will prepare a presentation. She blocks the TV station's ordinary broadcast and starts presenting the data detailing Guys' involvement, his customers and the way they framed their sufferers. Additionally, the case of Quain is shown stay in the front of the general public. Seeing all this, the general public realizes how a great deal they have been incorrect. Approximately Quain and all of the different sufferers who have been in jail on the time with inside the aftermath of those visuals. Minutes attempts to break out in his automobile, however their guidance wheel of his automobile is eliminated by Quain's group. Quickly Minutes is arrested, even though it is implied that there may be extra pressure at the back of him that's nonetheless hidden from the general public. Quain and his team are cleared of all costs and allow go. Minutes reaches the jail and meets Ma, who is likewise irritated at Guys. The overseas couple were given their automobile again in a far better circumstance than he gave it to Quain in advance. With inside the very last scene, Quain's group is at a meeting chatting and eating. Fortunately, whilst Quain is remembering his mom and smiling,